Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. And this is episode 239, and we are live at a Panera in Fort Myers, Florida, because I had to drive my friend's son to his class again today. And so I have a few hours to be up in Fort Myers, and I have a few things up my sleeve. But I thought I'd start by saying hello to all of you, and if you're joining me live, please say hello and let me know if you're crafting this morning or what you're working on. Good morning, Sarah May. Good morning, Lisa and Sherry, Ahsoka, Grace, Diana, Sandra, Judy. Thanks for joining me live. A little late this morning on the days when I need to drive this kid to his class. Turns out I'm driving during our normal podcast time. Julie's just relaxing. That sounds good. Hi, Joe. I would like to do some relaxing one of these days. Hi, Rab. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining live. If anybody has any questions for me this morning, please also feel welcome to ask. Hi, Chris. Hi, Karen. Hi, Nikki. Good morning, Donna and Kimberly. Hi, Gail. Beatrice is working on a shawl for a Christmas present. That's nice. Jane's working on her Zen scarf. Awesome. Oh, Isabel's following from Madrid. Wonderful. Thanks for joining live. Sherry's working on a Tunisian throw. How fun. I've made a Tunisian blanket before. That was fun. Hi, Jill. Jill's making the sweet Clara top. Awesome. Lisa's working on a kimono vest. That sounds good. Good morning, Lily. Thanks for joining live. Sherry's making the blanket for a niece who's expecting. That is nice. Oh, speaking of baby stuff, I wanted to say thank you to all of the requests I received yesterday. Hi, Rusu, for making samples for my new top secret baby project. And I just want you to know that I was too busy to reply to the emails yesterday, but I do have them all organized in a folder, and in the next couple of days I will send out a reply to all of you. Thank you so much. And in the reply I will be explaining that we're not ready just yet, but it will be coming soon, that we'll start working on this behind the scenes. Karen's working on a knit blanket. That's wonderful. So thank you to everybody who reached out to me. I'm so grateful for all of your requests for help. Jill, the Panera group meeting is not happening right now. I just have too much on my plate to commit to Tuesday nights and have not figured out a time that fits my schedule better and consistently. So until it does, I'm not working on a group right now. Ahsoka's working on a cardigan. That's great. Jill, if you want to email me though and let me know when you're here, maybe we can figure something out, okay? Donna was working in her Zen coloring book yesterday. Wonderful. Rab has 71-year-old hardwood floors and just tore up her carpeting. Wow, that's awesome. No, Sarah May, I have not found a new home yet. Sandra's retiring in a couple of years. Good for you. Jill, just if you feel like emailing me about where you're going to be and stuff, maybe we can figure out some sort of meetup, okay? Someone said good wishes about Marlon. Thank you. Yesterday was his travel day. Thank you, Sarah May. Hi, Rhiannon. Okay, so what was I going to say? Marlon had his travel day yesterday. Today is training in sign-in, and his first matches will be tomorrow. Someone's working on the summer lovin' vest. That's wonderful. So last night, I'm pretty sure I finished the, hi Anna Maria. There's a Kristin from California here. Thank you for joining live. Yesterday, I think I finished the food recipe chapter for Handmade Gifts book, and that was pretty exciting. Today I am finishing up, good morning, today I'll be finishing up the 4th chapter, which is more of a miscellaneous chapter. So we had a full chapter on crochet, done. Full chapter on knitting, done. full chapter on food, done. And then the 4th chapter actually has different categories in it. So there's going to be some paper crafts and some sewing project and some other miscellaneous things in there that are all really good projects for making for handmade gifts. So lots of good stuff. Sewing is my last section that I have to work on. I finished paper crafts yesterday. So cute. Thanks, Sandra. She's excited about the handmade gifts book being finished. Definitely going to be able to do 80 projects. It may even go over now, which is crazy, or I could, you know, call it back to 80. Someone asked where the book will be available. It will be available in print on Amazon throughout the world. I will have it distributed through Amazon Prime throughout the world for print. For ebooks, it'll probably be available on Ravelry as an ebook, and it may even be available as individual downloads. I can't decide if each, not sure about the rest. I might be breaking it up into individual patterns as well, but it will certainly be available as, oh, Joe's gonna order Motif Magic for me today. Wonderful, thank you so much. Thanks, Dina. Hi, Chantel. So it'll definitely be available for print through Amazon. It'll definitely be available as an ebook through Ravelry. It'll possibly be available as a print book available from my website for autographed copies. And I guess that's it. So it'll be available all over the world. Anywhere you live, you'll be able to get a copy of it, and that's pretty awesome. And it should be available within the month. I'm hoping for it to be released in October. So if anybody feels like crossing their fingers with me, Julie prefers a hard copy. I prefer hard copies too. I Am Peaches wants to pre-order. No, I can't do a pre-order. You know, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. And I am independent publishing my book, so I am the publisher and learning the publishing process as I go. So please forgive me for not knowing how to do a pre-order. Isn't that crazy? But that's what happens when you deal with little businesses. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they learn as they go. And that's the case with me and independent publishing. So Motif Magic wasn't available till the day it was out. And since I'm still writing and editing 80 handmade gifts, I don't actually have it ready for pre-order either. So maybe I'll be able to do a pre-order when we're closer. I haven't even decided on which photo's going to be the cover, so I would really need that, I think, to do a pre-order as well. But if I figure it out, you all will be the first to know. In the meantime, I wonder if that's as loud as it sounded here. So I'm in the middle of a parking lot right next to the drive-through, and the highway is, I don't know, 200 feet from where I'm sitting. Nikki says Motif Magic was her birthday present and she loves it very much. Wonderful. Kimberly has Motif Magic too. Wonderful. I'm so glad. Thank you. Yeah, so 80 handmade gifts will be my next book, and then after that I have some crochet encyclopedias coming, and then after that there will be a full book on knit projects and a full book on crochet projects, all layering pieces. Yeah, I feel like it sounded like I was at the racetrack, didn't it, Julie? I guess it was a motorcycle or something. Okay, some of you asked what I was working on and what I'm drinking, and I'll get to both those questions. I'm working on a swatch in that same V-stitch that I was working on yesterday. This is for the second encyclopedia book. First encyclopedia book is done. This is a sample for the second encyclopedia book. There's going to be a lot of volumes of the encyclopedia book. Yes, Sherry, there will be a full book on crochet projects. This is a simple V-stitch, which is just double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and each V-stitch is separated by a chain one. And this one is working in the round. So it'll be one of the samples when I talk about V-stitch in this book. You remember yesterday, was it yesterday? We were working on a rectangle in the round in the V-stitch. So going to show a bunch of different ways to use each stitch. It's going to be so awesome. You're going to love it. So that book is in the editing stage right now as well. No, part 1 is. This is for volume 1 is. This is volume 2. Ah, thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Julie. It is beautiful. It can be so many different pretty things. Sometimes simple stitches are the way to go. I think this is the stitch I used in that white crochet dress that I wore to that magazine photo shoot a few months ago, which is not published yet, but going to be. Thanks, Karen. Karen has seen the first volume of the Crochet Encyclopedia. She's done the first round of editing for that, and so thanks for saying that, Karen. I appreciate it. So yay, we have a testimonial already. Someone asked what size needles to use for Be So Fine yarn, I think. Depends on what you're making. You can go down to a size 2 or a size 3 if you wanted to make a solid fabric, like a really beautiful smooth stockinette fabric or even a garter stitch fabric. If you wanted to do any sort of texture work, I would stay in the 3 to 5 range. And then if you wanted to do open work lace that has a lot of drape and gauge, you could go all the way up to an 8 even. So it really depends on what you're wanting to do and how much drape you want, how much open work you want, or how tight you want your fabric. So you can go, usually it's anywhere from a 3 to an 8 depending. So it depends on what you're wanting to make. Oh, Sarah May, you're gonna love the sock yarn. My sock yarn is called Be So Soulful, and it is available on my website. Really, really beautiful. Hi Ava, thanks for joining live. Oh, and someone asked what I'm drinking. I am drinking ginseng honey green tea, I think. It's the green tea at Panera. I think it says it's flavored with honey and ginseng. I always alternate between this one and Earl Grey when I come here. I like both of them. A crochet hook for Be So Fine yarn, basically the same as what I just said for knitting. So you could go as small as a 2 or a 3, which would be a B or a C for a more solid fabric, and you could even go up to a 5, which would be an F for that, and for millimeters that would be 2.75, 3.25, 3.75, that sort of range for a more solid fabric that still has drape. And then if you wanted to do lace, you could actually go as far as an H8 or a 5 millimeter. So it really just depends on how much open work you want, how much drape you want, how much lace you're doing, or what kind of a solid fabric. Ooh, KB's drinking hot cider this morning. Yummy. That's one of my favorites. I love hot cider, especially with cinnamon. Catherine got a gift of Be So Fine tidbits. Wonderful. What color is frond in my sock yarn? It's like a leafy green, Ava. I like to add cinnamon to hot cider, but man, does that sound good. I like cold cider and hot cider. That's the Michigan girl coming out in me. That's one thing that I miss this time of year from Michigan. I miss the fresh apple cider. Sarah May ordered the purple. Ooh, that's so pretty. I did a top for one of my upcoming books in that purple. Mars made 2 pairs of socks with my sock yarn already. Wonderful. Could you send me pictures? I would love to see it. Ava, I have no way of telling you inventory during a live feed. I'm sorry. I wish my brain was a computer and I could tell you that. You'll have to check the website. Thanks, Rav. Yeah, Joe, that's a great idea. I wish I could do some tutorials on making socks. They're not that hard to do. It's just a matter of learning. I mean, it's different than other things that you may have done before, but it's certainly doable. Anybody can learn how to make socks. Yep, it's actually on my list of things to teach. Those long lists that I make. I have a list for today. This is half my list. I have a list on my phone, and I have this list. Can you see that? I have this list on my notebook, and each list is actually not like a thing. Like, you know, sometimes the list can be, okay, buy this or write this email or one small thing. This list, no. This list is about, each line on that list is saying, do a larger thing. So this list does not make me very happy to look at it. It's a little overwhelming. So the list on my phone is a more doable list. And it's actually things that I need to get done. Like when we're done with this broadcast and I finish a little more of my swatching, there is a Joann Fabrics close by here. There's supposed to be a Marshall's or Michael's too, but I actually need Joann's. I need to go buy some notions for finishing up the sewing projects for 80 handmade gifts today. And one of the things I need to get is some little zippers. And maybe a little bit of Velcro. So those are things that I'm pretty sure I'll be able to pick up at Joann's. Wouldn't mind picking up some more colors of bandanas. Yoga socks, that is a great idea, Patricia. Yes, that would be a good thing to add if we do more socks. Yes, and we should be doing socks in Soulful Yarn. Here's an idea. If anybody is interested in doing sock samples for me, please also feel welcome to email me at projectkristincares@gmail.com, and maybe we can get some of my patterns done quicker than me making them. Because I do have patterns ready to go for some socks, for some sock patterns, so maybe we could get some help with sample makers there. Oh, Christy got her Yarnier box by Vicki Howell, and it had a bottle of Wrapture in it. It sure did. That's great. I hope you enjoy it. Wrapture is very concentrated. I'm not sure if you're aware, but that little travel size bottle actually will do 20 washes. You only need a capful per sink. It's very highly concentrated. Ava missed what I was saying. I don't know which part. Karen has 44 pairs of socks. Holy smoke. Sarah May loves Wrapture. Me too. I love it. KB has 44 pairs of socks. That's amazing. That's a lot of work. And you don't have the second sock syndrome then either. If anybody doesn't know what that means once you've made one, a lot of people have like this block where they don't feel nearly as motivated to make the second one, so they have this syndrome of having only one sock. KB says they're addictive to make. Apparently they are for you. That's awesome. I love handmade socks. They're so luxurious to wear. Rab hasn't done 44 of anything yet. I'm trying to think how many patterns I have on Ravelry. I think I'm up to like, I don't know, like 800 patterns that I've designed. Isn't that crazy? And published either through my books, my patterns, or yarn companies or other publishers. I think it's in the 600 to 800 range now, which is nuts. We're also in the 800 range on videos here on my YouTube channel. We're probably approaching 1,000 videos soon, and approaching 1,000 patterns soon on Ravelry. That is just nuts. That's a good goal, Ava, because once you make one, you may want to make more. Good morning, Wendy. Thanks for joining live. Let's see, how many rounds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I was doing 12. I guess if I do one too many, I can always go back and unravel it. Hi, Aranita. Thanks for joining live. so glad the later time worked for so many people today. Thanks for your understanding and letting me help other people. No, Ava, I don't have a published sock pattern right now. Should have one soon. Thanks, Rav. This was a Mother's Day present from Marlon many years ago. Christy, I am working on swatches for my Crochet Encyclopedia Volume 2. Volume 1 is almost ready to be released, and I am planning on making lots of volumes in it, and so this is one from Volume 2. Thank you. This is going to be a whole tutorial on things you can do with the V-stitch. So this is a double crochet, chain one, double crochet for the V-stitch, and then it's alternated by a chain one in between them. Do I have any yarns to show today? I don't think I brought any other than what I'm working with. Let's see, what do I have? Nope, I don't have any yarns with me today. No, I have my computer so that I can work on that Photoshop masterclass. I'm hoping to get an hour logged into my class today while I'm waiting for my friend's child at his class. And then after I do that, hoping to swing by Joann's and pick up some notions so that when I go back to my studio today, I can finish up, excuse me, where I can finish up the sewing projects for 80 handmade gifts. And that will be the end of the book. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I have made 80 anything in the last few months, let alone made all the samples, woven all the ends, blocked all the samples, wrote all the patterns, did all the photography, did all the book layout, did all the photo editing, and have almost everything onto editors right now. It's unbelievable. And so most of the photography style for this book is the project on a plain white background, because I think that that's really important for a crafter to see the details of a project. And so after that, I feel like I still need some lifestyle photos for some of the projects. So to do like collages at the beginning or end of the book, and especially because I think the cover needs something other than a white background. So there's going to be a second photo shoot. Thanks, Ava. Joe has a sewing machine too. I love sewing. Sewing was my first craft, or no, latch hooking was my first craft, and stamped or painted? Stamped. What's the one where I think it's called stamped when it's on the canvas? Stamped cross stitch was my first craft. Latch hooking was right around there, but I didn't do it nearly as long as I did cross stitch. Stamped. Thanks, Chris. So cross stitch was probably my first craft. Sewing was definitely my next craft. Cross stitch is a type of embroidery, Ava, so it's using thread and needles and embroidering into a piece of canvas. So after that was sewing, and I sewed for many years, did all sorts of things, and we've talked about this before. Actually, one of my first entrepreneurial projects was sewing for other people. So I always like it when I have an excuse to get back to sewing. Jo did the same crafts as I did when she was little. That's awesome. Yeah, Chris, now it's everything. Now I love all crafts. I don't think I've met a craft that I don't like. And that's anything from delicate fine work to woodworking. I mean, I like it all. I like everything and everything in between. And there's things I haven't learned how to do that I hope to do one day, but I haven't learned one or met one that I don't like yet. Does everybody else feel the same way? Probably. crafters love crafting, right? If you like working with your hands, you can't help but love doing anything. Oh, thanks, Mara. I love the TV stand that I made too. And you know what's amazing about it is that I have to look at it, I get to look at it every day. Because I made my coffee table and the TV stand in my living room, I get to enjoy them every time I sit on the couch and watch TV, and I love that. Love that. Judy's basement looks like a craft store. Awesome. Thank you, Mar. I love it so much. I can't even tell you. Love it. I only wish I had more time and a bigger garage so that I could do more woodworking. I love woodworking. Ava, you can find it on my website. I have DIY blog posts for most of the wood projects. Maybe not all of them, but definitely from both of my coffee tables. I have a coffee table on my balcony and a coffee table in my living room, and I have the TV stand in my living room, and I know I have a DIY project for all three of those. Yes, Mara, we need 48 hours in every day. Yes. This is episode 239 and 3. Oh, that's awesome, Beatrice. It's also my area code. All right, well, we're almost out of time, so unless anybody has any other questions, let's take this last moment here to set our intentions for the day. Hope everybody has an amazing day and gets time to craft or do something creative. Maybe even just make a list of what you're grateful for or what you have goals of being more creative about. And if you have any questions, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments, especially in the recorded comments, because those stay and I have the ability to reply or answer them as we go. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, hopefully at the beach.